tasty one we have on our agenda over in Group D, with the Dutch and Austria both competing for a last 16 spot. They can even top the group and upset the French. What's going to go on? We're going to get into it next. That's right, folks. Once again, another match preview. Looking forward to the Dutch taking on Austria in a bit of a ding-dong affair over in Group D. Winner takes all. Could it be? That's right. We'll get into it, all of it, in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. And if you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe, boys and girls. Your one-stop shop for Euro 2024 is right here under one Ruski. Of course, the Dutch, if they do win, they will be topping the group, it looks like. As for the Austrians, a win for them could see them segue into top spot, depending on what goes on with La France, of course. We'll get into all of that in a minute. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash that subscribe. We're looking for 50 likes on these videos. That's down to you. They cost you absolutely nothing. So please do that. And let's get into it and have a look at this game then, shall we? Of course, the Dutch against Austria. What a ding-dong that's going to be. I am looking forward to this one, as Austria have been a breath of fresh air, not only in this group, but the tournament as a whole. Coming at you though, the Dutch qualified as Group B runners-up way back when on the 18th of November 2023. They've been here 10 times in the past. They did win it, and back in at least 88. Koeman is the manager there with Xavi Simons, my star man. Group D, of course, is the venue. 11-4 they were to win this group. Still on the cards there. 5-1 on to qualify. To win the whole thing, they're at 16-1. They're currently at 14-1 to win it. So they've shrunk down a little bit. And of course, my expectation is a quarter-final finish, or at least a spot in the quarterfinals for the Dutch. Just take a look at their resume so far, unbeaten coming into this. Of course, picking up that vital win against Poland, match number 1 way back on June the 16th. They then kept a clean sheet against hotshot France, maybe a little bit hard done by some say in the game, which was back on the 21st of June. They've set themselves up now, top the charts in Group D. A draw could be enough to top the charts at the end of it, but a draw will be enough to guarantee a last 16 spot. They're pretty much there, but they could technically lose, and 4 points could actually put them down to third. So it's just so open, this group, besides the fact that Poland are out. So three nations are left. 3 spots could be available. We'll see who comes out of it. Let's take a look then at the key players, of course. We've got the likes of De Ligt, Van Dijk at the back there, Simons, we talked about, Wijnaldum, of course, Cooper Miners, Wout Weghorst, Depay, Gakpo, and get me accent going on. Of course, it's a familiar orange team. What about, of course, my starting 11? Well, we've got Van Bruggen there, Ake, Van Dijk, De Ligt, Dumfries, Simons, Wijnaldum, Reiniers, Gakpo, Depay, and Frimpong, who I think did start the last game against the French. Let's take a look, though, at my favourite team so far, besides Germany in this competition. It is Austria, and they have been a breath of fresh air. They're coming at you, though, qualified as Group F runners-up. They secured their spot on the 16th of October, 2023. They've been in 3 times in the past, and Ralf Rangnick has these boys working an absolute treat right now. Star man Christoph Baumgartner still got a lot of work to do to get into those last 16, but if they do make it, they're a team to fear. They are in Group D, where they had odds at 8-1 to win the group, 11-10 on to qualify, 80-1 to win the whole thing. Those odds are now shrunk down to 50-1. I did expect last 16, and of course, you just don't know who you're going to get in the last 16. It might be Germany, it might be in England, it might be in Portugal, it might be Italy, Spain, who knows. But they all fear these guys, and I'm fearing them already. I think, whoever gets these guys, if they're in their path, there could be, of course, a sticky old wicket. Coming at you, though, they did lose to the French in a dubious goal there. I think it was an own goal, wasn't it? Give the French the victory back on Monday, the 17th of June. They followed that up with a convincing performance against the Poles. 3-1 win, goal deficit back in their favour. And now that sets them up for a win or bust game against the Dutch. A defeat might still be enough for the Austrians to squeak through. We just don't know. Of course, they're middle of the pack there, Group C and Group D. You just don't know. But you might know at that point. If you're already through. But of course, a point should do it. A win will definitely do it. Of course, take a look at the key personnel then for this Austrian side. We've got the likes of Lidner at the back there, Wobber, Posch, Leinhardt, we've got Sabitzer, Grealish, Baumgartner, Lehmer, Arnautovic, Grekutic. They've got them all in there. So key players are all competing for the same thing. Let's take a look then at my starting 11. We've got Lidner, Mwene, Wobber, Danzo, Posch, Lehmer, Baumgartner, Grilic, Sabitzer, Grekutic, and Arnautovic, who's been more of a cameo, more of a substitute, I believe, in the first few games for Austria, but that might change as the importance increases. And here we go then, of course, over at the Olympic Stadion in Berlin, 25th of June. It'll be the Netherlands against Austria, Ronald Koeman against Ralf Rangnick in the dugouts. Of course, coming out, they played each other 7 times since 1978. 7 wins for the Dutch, nothing for Austria, no draws so far. They're coming into this on 75% form for the Dutch, winning at least just 1 defeat in the last 6 matches. As for Austria, also 75% form for them, also 1 defeat in the last 6. The most recent match between these two sides was back in June 2021. I think it could have been in the Euros as well. Round 2, it's a 2-0 win for the Dutch. The last time Austria picked up a win, you've got to go back a long time, way back past 2002. In fact, I don't even know. We haven't even got those records to hand. As for, of course, the bookies have the Dutch at 5-4 for the victory here. 5-2 is your Austria. 21-10 is the draw. The public vote is a little more split than usual, but they are backing the Dutch here. 68% are gone with the Dutch. 23% have gone with Austria, and the draw is at 9%. This is a bigger game than people imagine. There is a lot of riding on this one. Of course, and I think there's more pressure on the Dutch than on the Austrians than there is the Dutch. I think the Dutch have got 4 points that should be enough to qualify as the last 16. Austria need to get something out of this game. So realistically, I'm kind of leaning towards a draw, but a draw realistically may or may not be good enough at the end of the day. It should be. But, and I actually, going against the grain here, going against the bookies, going against the public vote, and I believe in this Austrian side. They may not have got a result against the French, but they did get a good result against the Poles. I think they were a little bit hard done by in their opening game, and I think they're going to get something from this match. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Bit of a thriller, and I was actually maybe leaning towards an Austrian victory here, but I'm just not bold enough to go for a victory for Austria. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Bit of a thriller. Should be enough. Point in the bag. But unfortunately, I put Austria in that 3rd place bracket unless something weird goes on in that French game. But of course, ultimately, Austria should be in 3rd at the end of this one. So shame for them. But of course, it does make a difficult path for somebody else. They will get Austria in the 2nd round, and then that will be a tricky unit. Going to back this one 2-2 in the end. Make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the like. See you later. 50 likes if you can. But until then, we are done.